Hey there, welcome back. There are 5 more Starfield tips I want to share with you that I've discovered as I've played the game. The first one has to do with ship targeting. So if you go to your skills up here, under the tech tree on the far right, the first row here is targeting control systems. I didn't know this at first, but there are better ways than just like shooting incessantly at a ship to destroy it. If you unlock the ship targeting functionality and use a skill point here, then you can actually lock on to ship systems and disable them so that you can dock with them. So I'm going to show that here real quick. So I wandered around a bit and I found this ship out here. But if I press the X button on PC and I target the ship, then you can see that you can use the left stick after you target lock to move around the targeting systems. And if you target their engine and you shoot that down, then you can disable it. And you can use either ballistics weapons or whatever kind of weapon type, and it'll damage the shield and the hull. And if you're using ballistics weapons, you have to get through the shield first in order to damage the engines. And once you disable those, once you get through the shields, disable the engines, bring those bars all the way down, and then you can finally catch up to them and dock with them. Now, if you don't take out their weapon systems, then they could still shoot at you while you're attempting to dock, so be careful about that. And if there are more than one ship in the area, then of course they can continue to attack you in the meantime. So just be sure that if you're trying to dock with a ship, that it's the only one in the area, or you destroy the other ships before you do that. A subsequent tip for that is that you can buy and attach electromagnetic weapons on your ship. They don't do a lot of damage, but what they'll do is they will completely ignore shield systems so that you're able to target the engines directly without having to worry about destroying the shields first. So if you do that, then you can disable the engines very quickly and then dock with the ship. Now, in order to take a ship, you have to actually board it, and then of course eliminate all the enemies on the ship. And once you get to the captain's chair, then you can add it to your fleet. Not every ship can be added to your fleet. I think like Crimson Fleet ships are an exception or something, and some story relevant ships you can't take, but for the most part, most ships you can take if they're not damaged beyond repair or whatever. So once you have that ship, it's not added to your fleet yet. You have to take that ship to a space station and then pay a little bit of money to add it to your fleet. It gets it registered. So I think that's part of the reason why you can't add Crimson Fleet ships to your fleet, is because they can't be registered with the UC or whatever Freestar Rangers spaceport, since they're outlaw ships. I don't know if maybe this is just an early game thing. I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me. But that's ship targeting. The third tip I want to share with you has to do with mines. So I didn't know this before, and whenever I would encounter a mine on the ground, it gives you a little red indicator. I would jump out of the way with my jetpack as quickly as I could. However, there's another way to do this, and I think I remember vaguely this being in Fallout as well. You can pick it up before it explodes, and then you won't have any issues with that. Just make sure you know where it is before you try to pick it up, or it'll explode in your face. And the next tip, we're going to go back to the settings menu here, and we're going to go to the gameplay options. So as you can see, I mentioned carry capacity last time. There's a lot of really nifty options in here, and one of the ones that some people might like is aim assist. If your aim sucks and you're on a controller, then you can adjust this, but you see on the side there it's controller only, so this does not apply, of course, if you're using a mouse and keyboard. But if you're on PlayStation 5 or Xbox, or if you're using a controller on the PC like I am, then you can turn it up a little bit, and it does not affect the XP like other stuff does, which is kind of interesting. That makes the game incredibly easy. So I tried it. I don't know, I prefer aiming just normal, but you can even turn it off completely if you don't like any kind of aim assist, which of course will require you to be very precise with your stick movements. But that's just another quick tip. The final tip I want to share with you is to slow down. Slow down when you're playing this game. This is, for the most part, it's not like a very fast-paced game. There are a lot of moments where you're just cruising in space, and the game wants you to sit and appreciate what you're looking at or what you're experiencing. The whole point of this game, what I've discovered after playing it for some time, is to contemplate what it would be like if we didn't have an Earth anymore and humanity was scattered amongst the stars. I'm not going to go there because I feel like it's a minor spoiler, but if you go to Earth, you can see it in its current state. Comparing that to, especially with the recent Artemis 2 mission and the photos that they got from the far side of the moon, and just seeing the wholeness of the Earth all together without borders or divisions makes you feel something. And I think this game is intended to do that as well. It's intended to make you contemplate the purpose of humanity in existence, to contemplate and appreciate our place in the universe, to see these things almost for the first time. Some people say that it's not a simulation, but in some ways it is. It simulates those feelings by creating an atmosphere for you to enjoy, for you to see the emptiness and the vastness of space firsthand. The sound design, the quietness, when you're sitting on your ship just kind of floating around, you get off your ship and you look out the window and you see these amazing planets against the backdrop of the blackness of space. It's pretty incredible. It's a very well-made experience. So that's my final tip for you, is slow down and appreciate the artistry that this game provides. And think about it. I mean, this is a role-playing game. So the game wants you to put yourself in the shoes of your character and make decisions based on what that character is thinking and doing. I know it's a game and, you can like save scum and then take everybody out in an outpost or whatever. That's typical Bethesda stuff. There's like some bugs and some goofiness and some jank to it. But really, to enjoy this game, you have to slow down a little bit to make the most of it. In other games like Skyrim, there were some moments where you're looking out over the vista to the far reaches to see the throat of the world in the distance and the light streaming through the trees. It was beautiful, and there were some contemplative moments in that game. Same with Oblivion. I mean, the Imperial City being at the center. There's always been these little tiny moments in Bethesda games that really immerse you and cause you to experience the world as if you're there. That's the experience that this game provides as well, but it's a little slower. In Skyrim, you walk through the forest and you get attacked by bears and wolves and everything. Every 5 seconds, there's somebody attacking you. But in this game, when you go to different areas, like you see, I just came to this one, there are some enemies here, but that's not always true. Like if I go to somewhere else, let's leave Venus because I don't want to get into a firefight right now. We're going to go to Mercury, which is relatively close. So if we go to Mercury, which is pretty world accurate here, it's going to slow us down. Engage those inertial dampeners. There's nothing here, man. This is what it's really like. There might be some space rocks floating around near Mercury. Look at the blackness of space. You can see the distant threads of the Milky Way and the light of the sun providing life for what was once our blue planet. It's really an amazing looking game that in that way is immersive. This is probably one of the best looking Bethesda games that they've made. And no, it is. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. This is the best looking Bethesda game. And probably the best game that they've made in terms of the depth of the mechanics and the stability of the engine. It's definitely the most stable Bethesda game, which probably contributed to its reputation. There wasn't a lot of goof being shared, and that's typical Bethesda stuff. People were expecting it to be as serious as it took itself. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. So yeah, just enjoy it. And there are some worlds out there that give you a glimpse of what our Earth used to be. There are worlds full of life, full of trees, like I think it was like Cassiopeia 4 or something, full of trees and animals and water and everything like that. There are some really beautiful verdant planets, but just like the real universe, most of it is dusty rock. And they tried to make it as immersive as possible to be like, how much could have humanity expanded throughout the galaxy in the time that they were there if we had faster than light travel? So I think it's a pretty realistic attempt. And that, for me, adds to the immersion of the game. For others, they're like, well, that just makes it a boring game. But I played No Man's Sky a lot. I love scanning. I don't know what it is. I used to hate it. After playing No Man's Sky, like scanning is a fun, peaceful activity for me. So I'll go to every planet and scan it. I want to fill it out like a Pokédex, ironically, because I'm not a big Pokemon fan. But anyway, that's my final tip, is to slow down and smell the roses, or slow down and scan the rocks. So thanks for watching. I have other tip videos, and I have a lot of philosophical discussions in the Cows and Reflex playlist. Check that out up there. Go play a good game, maybe Starfield, maybe something else. Delight in the beauty of the world. I'll see you next time.